Hello, my lovely Scorpios. The image that I get for you is filled with a lot of real tenderness and a lot of real sense of wanting to lift you up. And of course, that's coming from spirit. The image that I have of you is that you're on a boat and you're in this boat and you're looking from side to side, and there's that sense of the sail is down. Well, maybe it's up, but there's no wind, but it's very slack, and you're just feeling like you're in the middle of this water with no sense of real direction towards what you want. And maybe not even really being sure exactly what it is you want, but that sense of literally being adrift with, yeah, maybe there's a rudder, but there's nothing to move you. What I'm being told is, look down. It's not a boat. It's a barge. It's a royal barge. It's only just a boat because you think it's just a boat. But when I look at this, it's this beautiful weaving of, it's like a wicker, it's reeds, but it's golden and it's beautiful. And the sense that I'm getting is you're worried about putting the mast up, having a wind in the sails, but the wind in the sails, it's like that would be the equivalent of you forcing this and you driving it and you getting it going somewhere. But what you're being asked to do right now, at this moment in time, is to be kind to yourself about the fact that you're feeling adrift. Be kind to yourself about the fact that you're not sure where you're going and you're not sure what you're capable of doing or having. Be really kind with yourself. In fact, this is a perfect time for you to be able to just rest on the water of your emotions, not try to force it to go anywhere. Let yourself notice what comes up as you just let yourself sit in this barge, but you're being asked to pay attention to the fact that this is not just a boat. This is a royal barge. This is a royal barge where you have the force of helpers, we'll say. That you have helpers. You have divine helpers who are actually at the back of the boat, who are allowing it to be still for now. They are the ones who are directing the boat. They're the ones who are, I shouldn't say they're the ones directing the boat, but they are there with you and they are safeguarding the boat and they are safeguarding you in the boat. And what they're saying is that it is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with the boat being still for now. That when the time is right, the wind will come up and it will be guided where it needs to go, and they'll be taking care of the rudder based on what it is you want. Based on you trusting and believing in the fact that you have divine help to move it where you want to go. So this is where it becomes important for you to stay out of feeling as though you've done anything wrong. Stay that, because as indicated by the fact that you're not where you'd like to be. This is where you let yourself be really gentle. And for any nasty thing or harsh thing or critical thing that you would say to yourself, imagine, would you say that to the one you love the most? Would you say that to your child? Would you say that to your best friend? Would you say that to somebody who's in a weakened state? No, you wouldn't, because that's not who you are, Scorpio. Okay? You are... Now, that's not to say you're all saints. And of course, this is not for every single Scorpio. And we know that sometimes when Scorpio gets angry or hurt, they can lash out and be angry. All of us can. Okay? All of us can do that. But you're being asked not to do it to yourself. Okay? There is a tendency sometimes to feel a little bit desperate and, again, at a loss. Floating out on the water, not knowing where you are. And you're being asked to, there's that card, surrender into this state of not knowing without going into criticism or judgment for yourself, okay? Again, It's like the difference in all of, like, okay, so be neutral with it, which goes into that whole surrendering thing. The surrendering thing is just allowing yourself to go into a state of peace, okay? Stillness doesn't necessarily have to mean stopping. It can mean just being quiet and peaceful in your mind. But you're being asked, yeah, don't focus on the problem. Let yourself focus on the solution. In this case, the solution is be kind to yourself. Notice where you want to get critical and judge, because that's an old energy that you can let go of. And you have the support, you have the spiritual support to do that. It's a matter of, are you going to look at your boat as this poor, pathetic little boat that doesn't have a sail? Or are you going to remember the fact that your birthright is that you have a crew, you have a spiritual crew who is there working with you, who's helping to support you, and that you are in this beautiful, beautiful vehicle. So we can look at it as this majestic golden reed boat that is finely and intricately woven. Or we can look at this as your body, your personality, the vehicle of your life. Okay? You have got the support, and you are being asked, please take a light approach. So, this neutrality card says, today take a light approach. Take a Tai Chi approach as opposed to karate. Let things float by you as opposed to land on you. Well, same thing with your attitude, same thing with your self-talk, okay? Scorpio, it's really very much you. There's the grace card again. It's coming up a lot lately, and I tell you, I think it's because it's such a difficult time for most people right now. Most people, many people that I am contacting and being around are dealing with a certain quality of heaviness and a certain lack of sense of direction right now. And I think that's because we're being called to be still, to reorient where we want to go. The trick is not to get sidetracked from what the intention is, and not to become self-critical and frightened, because that's when we become self-critical, right? Or critical of others is when we become frightened. So you're being asked, lean into grace, lean into that sense that there is a benevolent, and here it is. I'm going to read you Quantum Leap of Faith. This means that beyond logical expectation, beyond the linear projections of our minds, there is a place of free fall. Here you trust that what feels like leaping into the unknown void is really sailing on the winds of the infinite, unlimited benevolence, which will guide you wisely to your best and most graceful landing. So Scorpio, that is what you're being reminded of. Do your best when you start feeling like you're adrift in a boat. Say, no, I'm going to sit back on these beautiful cushions in this royal barge with my spiritual team behind me, knowing that it's safe for me just to rest and that I can just appreciate this moment of stillness and this not knowing without worrying about it, without judging myself for being in this place of not knowing, okay? There you go. Or not knowing how to get there. Trust, relax, remember, you are in a sacred vehicle. You are in a divine barge, and you have your spiritual team with you. Okay? Take care, Scorpio.